what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy.
I think it was Wilson Alexander that we had on, and he was talking baseball because he was in Omaha, but obviously he covers the football team daily, so we had some football questions. We were talking about media day, and then after he came on, started to think about how I want to see LSU walk into media day.
Yeah.
And I want them to walk in there like the SEC West champs.
Yeah.
I want them to have an attitude about them, an alpha energy, because they beat Alabama last year.
Yep.
And I don't want them to be, too over the top, but I want that to be the narrative for them when they go there, between Brian Kelly and whichever players that he chooses to go there. I want them to have a feeling of, we are a problem for every team that has to face us. And that's the energy that I'm looking for. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, well, every team on our schedule, we got to repeat. No, like, you're the West champs. You beat Alabama. I want you to have that alpha energy that you are better than Alabama. Alabama's trying to play catch up to you. Even like, not even if you believe it, but that's what I want you to have going into media day. And that's something that I'm going to be looking to kind of pay attention to, because I was talking about what are you going to be paying attention to? What's the question going into media day? For me, it's about body language and attitude in Nashville for media day.
So I agree. I would love for LSU to do all of these things. I would like, because you should carry yourself a bit differently, because things are different. Like you said, you will probably emerge from media day as the favorite to win the West. Jake, I'm getting, I just got to be honest. Trust tree.
You're getting too nervous about all the praise.
No, well, not that. I'm getting nervous about Alabama. I'm getting nervous about Alabama. There's too much crapping on Alabama going on. And you see all these, okay, so ESPN and Bill Connolly, they have their own equation they've tried to make, right, where the computers factor in all the data from last season, return, blah, blah, blah. You already know, right? They simulated the season 1,000 times. This is what it spits out. They did that. Alabama came in, like, second, right? And whatever, like, computers love. Well, The Athletic has their own system, same thing, proprietary though, right? Not the same equation. Like, it's their own thing that they run the same they run simulations as well, blah blah. Again, who comes out in second place? Alabama. Now in the Athletic one, it was like Georgia was clear number one, and then Alabama, Ohio State, and Michigan were kind of similar. But I guess there's this weird thing going on right now, Jake, where there's a few events lining up that are starting to, like, kind of set off alarm bells in my head. And it's that as humans, we're saying we don't think this Alabama team's going to be that good, right? Because they're replacing both coordinators, replacing both quarterbacks. And there's validity there. Like, that all makes sense. And I don't know they have a great quarterback. And so I see how we arrived there, because I too feel that. But the machines disagree with us, which maybe doesn't matter that much. But then what I really hate is Nick Saban used to have to fight against rat poison. Mm-hmm. Now Nick Saban has more legitimate bulletin board material than he's ever had in his life. Then you got Kirk Herbstreit going on the Pat McAfee show the other day, and he's talking about how he thinks the way that Alabama's being talked about going into this season is absolutely ridiculous. He thinks they're going to be great. And it's like, if I think about, okay, what's stopping them from being great, I really feel it's probably the quarterback position. What happens if Ty Simpson's good? Not even great. But, like, if Ty Simpson's good, are you still the favorite to win the West still?
Do you think he's going to get the opportunity? I mean, Buckner went there for a reason.
Yes.
With Tommy Reese being there.
But I think it's I'll say this. If Buckner starts, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Because I feel like Buckner's a known quantity. I feel like that is Nick Saban, the same way that he emerged out of spring being like, hey, our quarterbacks need to look and be like, are we doing our job? Some, including myself, took that as their quarterbacks suck. And then they bring in Buckner. Okay, maybe. But also, it could be just pushing those quarterbacks as hard as possible, right? Like, Jackson Dart's going to start for Ole Miss, right?
Probably.
Like, that's becoming more and more painful here. And yet they brought in a fifth-year senior in Spencer Sanders. But Dart's probably get the push.
It's a coordinator combination that makes me think Buckner is going to have the first opportunity to be the starter.
Okay,
I feel good this is kind of what I wanted to ask you, because you went straight to how good Alabama's going to be.
No, just maybe. I don't.
No, I know. I'm just
just get a little
right. It's not even about them. that's kind of where my point is. It's
I
not
see.
about them.
You're right.
It's about LSU,
You're right.
right? If you threw, hey, Jaden Daniels, Harold Perkins, Mason Smith, find me 3 more better. Because you've got dudes.
Yeah.
And you've got
True.
guys all over the place. That's just 3 guys. I mean, Mekhi Wingo, All-American. We could go name for name for name.
True.
It's about LSU. It's not about other teams, right? Alabama's going to be really good. We know Georgia's going to be really good. There's going to be other great teams. Texas A&M, they actually return a lot. Not from a bad team, but they return a lot. That wasn't the case last year. We could go team for team for team and, point out things that are strengths for them. But LSU's got a lot of strengths.
Yeah.
As much as almost any team in the country, right? And so that's the kind of attitude that I want to see in Nashville.
Okay.
We know who we are. We know we're damn good.
So not
we
my
know what we
attitude.
did. Right. Right.
Literally
Right.
the opposite of what I was just
But
feeling.
I understand it.
Yeah.
But not even, hey, let's worry about them. Don't worry about them. You need to worry about who you have, because who you have can go win a championship. Who you have can go win a lot of games. Who you have can be special. So that's the kind of attitude that I want to see from them. Like, you have maybe the best receiver room in the country, right? You're probably 2 behind Ohio State, but you're in the conversation.
Yeah.
So you've got the people. You have the pieces to the puzzle. You have the coaching staff. So make it about you and who you are and who you can be, and you get an opportunity from the first kick, the opening kickoff of the year. You get a top 10 matchup. So we're going to find out, but that's what I want to see.
Wow. Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.